Guys, how are you? Happy Sunday. I hope everyone is well. As you can see, I have a bunch of stuff on my desk, but there's also thunderstorms going through the area, so you may hear a lot of thunder, depending. Although it looks like, looking at my streaming stuff, it looks like we're not actually having internet problems, so that's cool. I know a lot of people have had not super great internet recently, including Shannon and a few others. Hey, Linda, how are you? Shanna wasn't sure if she's going live tonight, so there's no redirect, but take a look at her channel. She was having some internet stuff and then also had some uh, other previous commitments. But let's just jump right in and say hello, Gloria. Hello, Pam. Hello, Linda. Hello, my camera freaked out. Let's try and fix that because, of course, it would, but usually. I think the connector is going wonky, which I'm not really that mad at because I've been using it for a long time. There we go. We're back. Hooray. Anyway, just wanted to show you a couple things. I did get my first order as a customer with Copictopia Creative, which is out of North Carolina. They've been doing a bunch of retreats. This, I believe, is their in-person one. They're also doing like a Halloween one online, but these are the Yetis from before, and they picked up some of their cats and coffee cups, which I thought were. I like this one particularly, where it's just sort of chilling. There's one, oh, here we go. The one where he's like has the latte foam on his head looks very like a cat would do. Anyway, it was cute. I thought I would show you these. They're actually rebranding as a new company. I would guess. Well, I don't know for sure, but they're going to be the Creative Stamp Company, the Crafty Stamp Company, something like that. Anyway, stay tuned. They're doing a like a actual social media post on the 1st of September, I think, sort of relaunching. And then I had some cards that I enjoyed this week that I made. This is the one from Oso Inspired, you probably saw. There's nothing on the inside, but I did like how these texture stamps kind of came out. It was, and I don't know, we were inspired by Mindy Egan, who was, she's like so prolific. It was kind of interesting. Um, Yeah, I think the stamps are cool. I don't know who does her artwork or if she does it herself, but I thought it was pretty cool. I'll just plug I have a class that's coming up on Tuesday, and basically it's all around how to utilize scraps. Gloria, I know you're going to be there, but whoops, it helps if these are right side up. So I took the Christmas paper I used before, but basically I was seeing what you could do that aren't necessarily Christmas cards, and since it's basically greenery, you can get a lot out of it. Um, Anyway, and this is also upside down. Here we go. And I use a little dragonfly, not on the ins. Guess I didn't put the inside into that one yet, but I do very much like this little dragonfly. And they are my mom's favorite insects, I guess. She's a big fan of dragonflies. But anyway, info on that has probably been spammed out to you. If not, hey Lala, how are you? And I think I am actually going to give away a kit as part of my class on Tuesday because I enjoy giving away stuff. Although the D-Stash giving away is ending at the end of the month, basically, because the remaining two D-Stash boxes are prizes in the monthly crafty fun with LB Handcrafted Facebook group, and the monthly challenge, which is basically do any Christmas in July card. Anything holiday themed, although since it's me, I'll probably just randomly pick across everybody. So we got a bunch of mail, mostly in related to the same swap. Well, this is from Danny's snail mail group, which could either be, we'll see who this is from. This is from Danny. So this is her take on a Mojo Monday sketch, and there's a protection piece. Oh, very cute. Oh, look, it's Lillian, I think, from the greeting farm. Fun coloring on the hair, too. Really pretty. I do like this hot air balloon pattern. The sketch basically utilized this circle, and then this square, and then this cross piece. Whoa, this sort of cross piece here. And hope you enjoy my swap card. It was fun to put together. Alyssa is her cat who sends kitty purrs. Love the like extra piece on the inside, and you can see there's like this stitching detail as well. So I always like cards that have like those hidden details. Um, what else? Oh, I didn't mention these. I was live twice on Thursday. And these was for my first live with Delise, and I liked how this came out. This is actually a pink and main die I got from a D stash, and as you can see, it's a like a 3-layer box, except it's an envelope. So this was fun to play with. This was some Spellbinders ephemera I just had around. But moving on, this is from Suntan Valley, Arizona, and is one of the various Stampin' Up swaps. We will see what we have. I can guess which swap it is. It is. I'm not sure which one this is for. Because I don't think any of this is online exclusive. I love the card. This is really cool with like you can see like the border is different. Anyway, be a mystery. I was in Funfold. This is an A2. I was in the Funfold category as well as the masculine. I guess this might be masculine. Um, but who knows? I was I did swaps in the Funfold, the masculine, and the online stuff. I keep thinking this is a Funfold and like the top should come off somehow, but I will not try. I will not mangle the card. But really pretty. I like it. It's almost like this ribbon or trim is kind of neat, and I never use ribbon, but I feel like it works on like holiday stuff really well, just because it's sort of like, hey, it's a present. You see what I'm missing? Hey, Cordelia, how are you? We are going through all the random stuff that came through, and oh, I didn't plug this week. Shanna makes it who you probably know because I often redirect to her streams. I guess this one kind of popped open. Um, will be live with me on Thursday, and we're doing probably Spellbinders stuff because we both have the same die set. Happy birthday! Oh, this is cute. Now this is really clever. This is clever because these are actually stamps. It's not. I don't think this is pattern paper. So these are just dog stamps used together. I think it's really smart. Anyway, and some ribbon. One of this particular blue is one of my favorite colors, just because it's a nice sort of I don't know. They wouldn't call it somber exactly, but it's like it's like a slatey blue. I don't know. I'm a fan. I like this. This is a really cool background, and I don't know that I would thought to do that because it looks like it would take a bunch of masking, and we know I prefer digital masking to the in-person kind. I do too. I feel like I don't know, birthday and Christmas it gets kind of nuts because it's like, and now we're gonna have 30 minutes of happy mail, but I really like seeing people's cards in person because I feel like there's so much. So like, I guess not to get too down a rabbit hole, but like, um, when you see cards online, they may or may not have been color corrected, but just the so you know probably see this here, right? Like this pile doesn't look super tall, and that's because the camera's looking down on it, so it flattens things out. So there's a lot of stuff that looks really different in person. Yeah, so I like it. I like seeing the work in person. Whoops. Oh, this is another. This is a Danny's Dreams. I bet this is another Ocean Critters memory decks. Yes, and this is really cute. Like you make a little pocket with a little bit of washi tape. Makes it a little more special. And then it comes in a little holder with little bubblies. Very cute. I'm a fan. I will pop it out. I never think to do this, but like using photo cornery things looks cool. Very cute octopus. It is from Kelly. Very cool. I am a fan. I love the little holder thing. That's a really nice touch. I should put this over here and find the other. Oh, here's the other one. Let me put these over here so I remember to photo them for Danny's Dreams group. Because sometimes I don't know. The reason I always photo my stuff like right away is because I have a very high tendency of forgetting to photograph stuff. Um, it is a cute little thank you sticker. Anyway, the the mega swap was due to go in the mail. I got mine in the mail Saturday, but the deadline was Sunday. Oh, neat. This is a Kendra's Card Challenge Patreon. I should say Kendra's Card Challenge Mystery Kit, which is part of her Patreon. I'm sure I've gone through this at some point in the past, but basically her Patreon has four tiers currently. There's the free tier where you basically get access to the current challenge, and then you get, I believe she's starting a update, like a every so often. So just because there's so much KCC stuff floating around that um it's nice to have it all consolidated, especially if you're trying to plan your schedule and you're more of a person who plans things. Anyway, that's tier one. The second tier basically comes with access to the previous challenge as well as the digital printable, and that's sort of the standard patron. And then the third tier is the all access patron, where you get access to all the previous challenges, but you also get these card kits. And I have something planned for tonight. So before next time we meet, I will scan the code and then I can tell you about what actually is in here. But coming next week, probably. I see a lot of paper, but I love these. I love these foiled sentiments. Anyway, we will save this for another day. But FYI, that is what that is. And then we have. I think week should be less nuts. Oh, this is cute. This is really cute. It's exceptionally cute. Just some diamonds. We got some bats. Good use of just a really nice stamped background because it basically similar to like this card, right? Like it's creating this same sort of visual break in this. And you've seen me do this a billion times where it's like you basically have like the middle third kind of striped. Anyway, very cute. Love the ghost. I don't actually have this set. And happy Halloween. Very nice. Interesting coloring too. Sorry, my camera's not focusing on it very well, but um, good use of sort of what I think Crafty Al called easy coloring, where you basically are, using colors within like a blend of some sort to put back to back. Hey, CR, how are you? Welcome, welcome. It is good to see you. Elizabeth streams all the time as well, so if you like me, you'd probably like her as well. She streams not 24/7 quite, but we'll see if I can guess your. We'll see how close I can get to your actual schedule. So Mondays and Wednesdays she streams at 6 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Central. Those are kind of the core live streams, and generally, and sometimes have guests and sometimes don't. And then recently, a Thursday at 3 o'clock and a Friday at 3 o'clock uh, streams have been added. Ooh, this is cute. It has ducks. And the Friday stream is on Twitch, the Thursday stream is on YouTube, and all the other ones are on YouTube. So if I screw up your schedule, Elizabeth, feel free to elaborate to people. Oh, this is a cool fun fold. So this is a double Z fold, and then we have our little ducks. This is a multi-layered stamp, so it's less of a pain to put together than you might think. I haven't used the ducks very much, and oh, I see. And this is actually pattern paper. So I'm guessing the guy that cuts this duck probably cuts out that duck too. Well, their feet are a little different, I think, but anyway. Anywho, very cute. Like it. I'm a fan. I mean, I if you remember, I did like an '80s kid version of this double Z fold, and I like them. Well, you can't tell, but like they look really pretty like impressive standing up too. And there's more thunder. I like the ducks. It's not a theme. Oh, and I like coffee too. Am I the best? Not really, but it's a cute sentiment anyway. Um, this is pretty classic too, where we have our sort of strip background. These are pattern papers. I like this double sentiment strip thing. I don't do that very often. And then a little coffee bean on the inside. Again, I love that as a concept and do it a lot where you can grab an element from the front and put it on the inside. It adds a little something special. And then, oh, I remember that. This is a neat stamp set too. It's motorcycle themed, which isn't quite my thing, but I like it. It's this is a good. I think this is a good overall design. And you see the diamond plate embossing folder that I've used a whole bunch too. Hey T, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Just going through. These are cards that came out of a swap. I think we're in the same through Lissa's group. Ooh, this is cool. Oh, I like this. Um, this is a TV die set, stamp set, but I do really like I like the wood grain and then the three like very 80s colors or 70s. I don't know. They remind me of it was TDK. There was a brand of videotape that had sort of stripes on it back in the before times. Anyway, very cute. Interesting use of the black. I don't know if I would have picked black myself, so I like how it came out, but I almost never do black card bases. I think Elizabeth does them in a non-Halloween context, and then we have a big envelope, and then we'll actually make something I swear. I don't know what this is actually. This is a thank you. This is oh, this is from my friend Annie. Christmas in July. This came all the way from New Jersey. She does a lot of diamond painting, so it may be that. Oh, she sent me the card that she made. This was from my last class. Oh, and she sent me a newsletter from her charity, which I can show you. Really nice color printing. This is Annie's new thing that she's doing. Although it's been challenging for her because it's sort of like if you're doing charity events, sometimes you don't want to. Oh, and there's a nice message inside, but very cool. We have the triptych from last time. It says thank you. I like that she changed things up a lot. I do like the look of the metallic paper, sort of. And these are pretty close matches in real life. I do like the second one. Anyway, if you do any of my classes, I really like it when you change things because it's just a nice way to interpret it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm glad and there's a cool she made me a little diamond painted cross, which is pretty neat. Oh, it's a magnet. That's cool. Very neat. Always nice to have goodies. I sometimes she's in these chats. She was at my last class, so I might see her Tuesday to say thanks in person. But anyway, and my camera is doing that thing it does where it wants to auto correct the light. Let me fix this so my mat is less crazy, and then we can go make some things. We might get a little more crazy before we get less crazy. Let's see. Yeah, now it's really wonky. Doo, 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 doo. There we go. That's better. So I thought we could sort of do. I had an interesting question via email. Weird Delise had no video, not the card. I tried diamond painting. I found it was really hard to see the symbols for me, and I don't know, like I forget if I ever tried using a light pad or a magnifying glass or all those things, but Hello. Hey Don, how are you? We do love a yellow card. We do. Anyway, I thought I would show you. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yesterday or last week I got a question via email that was sort of like, well, if you like one brand, how do you use it together? So I thought I would take this, which is the one of the Stampin' Up! Swap cards I made for the swap. It says, "You're on my mind," and say, like, well, how would we mix this with other products? So basically, we're going to change up this focal point and do something else. But I will show you how this card goes together, but it's actually really easy. Assuming I didn't move where all my stuff was. Maybe I did. That would be a problem. Oh, here it is. It helps when you have your, I don't know. I cleaned up too well. But anyway, the base card is pretty straightforward, and I'm gonna go and except I have extras of these, but gonna look and see if we can find a different sentiment to basically just change this up a bit. Um, but I'll show you the initial how this works. So this is 5.5 by well, originally it was 5.5 by 8.5. I wound up cutting a 1/4 inch off this, so this is actually 5 1/4. This is 2 3/4. This is 1.5, and it makes a Z fold, as you probably saw in the original, just like that. And technically, it can open either way, and you could, if you wanted to, actually use this as like almost a stepper card, but I did not. So I'm gonna have one of these is the inside piece. This is pattern paper, but let's see if we can't change this up with perhaps a little bit of coloring. This is, I think it's Nina or something. So I think we can get away with a little bit of coloring. It was super ridiculous. Just catching up on chat. We tried to nap. Oh, I caught Delise, I think. I got Delise yesterday, I think. I caught somebody today that I was. Oh, I caught Gaz today who I wasn't expecting. Anyway, let me. Oh, I know what I was going to use on this. I thought it would be fun to. I thought butterflies would be a fun theme. But I think we could swap out this. I think like having this big butterfly and then maybe use the thanks sentiment. And then we can put the card together. But I thought it was an interesting question because, like, I don't know. If you look at people who do Stampin' Up stuff, they only do Stampin' Up stuff for large for not everybody, but many of them. So it kind of, I think, leaves people in this weird state of not knowing how to put stuff together. But anyway, wow, that wasn't cleaned very well. Hopefully that doesn't screw things up. Maybe it'll be a navy butterfly. Um, I'll grab the thanks because we can definitely. Oh yeah, that's gonna look great. So except, oh, this was pretty okay. Sorry, we're getting. Oh, it's the stamp wheel we're getting all the glare off of. Sorry about that. And we can bring in some ink around the edge. And this didn't screw up the thing, so that's good. Hmm. So since the card base is blue, I think we'll use everybody's favorite Twilight for the sentiment. And we could go blue butterfly. We could go something. It's a muted color, so I don't want something super vibrant. But we could go. We could have a. This catching rays might be a good sort of. I mean, yellow and blue is fairly common, and this is sort of a harvestier yellow. I guess the other way we could go is I think I have the a lighter yellow in here too. Somewhere, somewhere in all my ink. I don't know. I'm thinking these two colors would look really fun together. So, and they look darker in real life. Let me know what you think of my train wreck of Alive. I don't know. Oh, the one where you were sideways, Delise? I don't know. I think it was fine. People appreciate that it's live. I think people are pretty appreciative of it being live TV, and like I don't think people get too hot and bothered about it. Here's hoping this doesn't reactivate the black, because then we would have a very weird looking butterfly. But hey, we can always flip it over and try again. And then I'll just do that, and we'll see if I don't know why the butterfly is black, because the last time we used it, we didn't use it with. Oh, we did use it with black. I may have wind up restamping this. No, that actually is not as problematic as I thought it would be. Let's do that again. I did do an inside stamp on the butterfly that was black, now that I think about it. Just make sure that's down. Eh, it just needs a little push. There. There we go. That's pretty good. Actually, I might do the like bottom, whatever those things are, again. Just because it's slightly bugging me. Is that a bad pun? There we go. That's better. Uh, and hopefully everybody else, other than Felice, who had a train wreck of a live, had a good weekend. Other than the massive rainstorm that just went through, it actually has been a pretty nice weather weekend, I guess I should say. It was nice enough to have all the windows open, which, if you haven't been in the Midwest recently, it's been very toasty and hot. Um, and we probably should give the butterfly a body because they wouldn't prefer to have one. And we could probably do that in midnight or not midnight, whatever I'm. What am I thinking? Whatever this color is called, twilight. So I think we can just the body would be kind of like that. That looks pretty good. Okay. Oh, and remind me, I have one sort of surprise thing to show you, although if you saw the reel on it already, it won't be very surprising. But I figured I would give you all a heads up first. There we go. Do. Perfect. Um, there we go. Do. All right. See if I'm missing anything. Oh, hey, Annie, I just opened your card. I will thank you very much. It was very nice of you to send that and the diamond painting magnet and the card from the class. Hopefully, you will be joining us wherever my Poke Tool went. Tomorrow night. Whoops. There we go. And I feel like thank you net cards are always the ones I use. Like I use thank you and birthday the most, and then probably like just to know it. But even though this pattern paper has no yellow in this, I do think this works pretty well together. So I don't know. We'll put the card together and see if it makes sense or not. And the reason I cut the 1/4 inch off is this center was a little too far this way. So with an extra 1/4 inch. And usually how I put these together is I grab my tape gun and I put on the pattern paper first because that's pretty easy and then you don't have to like worry about it later. Plus, if you put it upside down, you can kind of reformat the card and pretend like you didn't. Although that didn't happen, that hasn't happened recently, but sometimes. Generally, I like the fold on the left-hand side because, it's more traditional for US cards. Then we don't need this, but we do need this guy. And you could have actually used Delisa's technique of like basically spraying down the stamp to get the watercolor to bleed if you want a more less of an exact butterfly. Oh, I do like these two colors together, so it's good that worked out. I will stick this down and then see if I am missing anything in the chat. Oh, thanks, Annie. Oh, that's cool. Is diamond painting a big deal in the Philippines? Um, I know that here it was sort of very popular for a time during the pandemic and then less popular, but is still, a fairly popular hobby. And then so I don't glue my card together. Generally, what I do is I just stick the adhesive on the card base as opposed to sticking it on the this hexagon piece. And if I do get some adhesive sort of on the bottom or the top here, I just kind of wipe it off just so that uh, it's easier to line this up because this is not full panel. And then you can use this side as a guide. And that's pretty much that. The only other thing to deal with is the piece that you write on. So I'll grab a little more tape here. Sounds like the rain might have subsided, which would be fantastic. And generally, there's two ways you can go about this. With these kind of cards where you're sort of trying to hide the inside piece, I'll almost always like flip it over and line it up on the back here and then just press it down. You can just stick it on the inside. But what can happen is if you don't eyeball this correctly, it wouldn't probably happen on this card, but on some cards you'll have a little extra. It looks like I'm a little right in terms of how this is set up, but it's fine. I can probably pull this apart and fix it quickly, which is the benefit of some of this. Uh, the dry adhesive is a little more forgiving. Wet glue is not particularly forgiving. If I were to try that, and there we go, all better. And then you can see you have sort of equal parts on it, spacing on each side. Just rub that off. You can also use a glue eraser if you don't want to rub it off, but it's I kind of like how that came out. I like that butterfly as like a focal point because it kind of makes sense with the flowery bits. Let me see what you guys are chatting about. Hey Pam, I did do yellow, as you probably can see on screen. So we do have a somewhat yellow card. Oh, it's become a part of school projects. I mean, I think it's I think it's a good craft to get into, honestly, in that, like, the kits include everything you need. I mean, I'm kind of, this is Misty Moonlight. This is I should know what the name of this is, but this is Stampin' Up! Paper that's current. This is a Gina K butterfly and a Gina K sentiment. The original that I made, this was just made with the actual bundle. So this stamp and this paper go together. So the original is more straightforward and more monochromatic if you like that look. But I was curious to sort of play around with what else can you do. I do very much like these layered hexagons because they're kind of fun. But let's see. We are still pretty early, so let's make another card. I thought we could play with some of the more of that not too shabby ephemera because I like this Christmas paper. And we just made a not Christmas card. I thought some of this would be. I thought this one would be fun to do. Uh, do like a strip card with it because I like how this is sort of latticey. And we have ephemera, so I don't have to color anything. So that's kind of a score. That is the wrong ephemera. That is the wrong thing. There we go. 'Cause I think the red would look really cool on the green. So we can make pretty straightforward card actually, but it will still be quite cute. And we may want to figure out a sentiment too. I do want to kind of keep. I think I'll do this in more of a portrait vibe, and I want a red. If I don't have a red, let me see if I have a red card base. But I think this would look really cool if you put it on top of something kind of cranberry y. Oh, here we go. Red glitter. Perfect. That works out. Um, I think that'll look really. Ooh, that does look very holiday-y. So let's see what we might want to do for like a focal point or cluster or something. This one, I really like it. Oh, and this I don't. This may be only news to me, but I asked Jamie about the new format here, and I guess all the new pads are going to be unbound. And I wanted to say, if you still like the binding aspect, um, really all you need is a binder clip, like a standard, not like a bulldog, but like just a standard black binder clip. And I know a lot of people who use those to hold pattern paper together. So, and it's like I kind of want a red. I guess this is already a cluster, so I don't really have to do much here. I do like the idea of bringing the red into the card. So I'd probably ground this here, but I feel like I want some kind of a sentiment there. And this pack does not have sentiments. So let's see if we can't find a holiday sentiment. You could either use some new dies I have that are holiday sentiments, or we could look at. I think we're going to want to stamp it on something else. I don't think we want to directly stamp. Hmm. Could try out the. Let me grab the new dies I got. I think they would be kind of fun to play with. Yeah, I do too, Pam. I think Unbound is the way to go just because then you don't have the glue that kind of monkeys with one edge. Yeah, so these are the new ones. I was thinking Be Merry. I kind of like I think the size of Be Merry makes sense. Um, these are fairly sizable. Happy Holidays would also fill the Happy Holidays might be a good one because it would also, I think, fill the space well. Every time I get a paper becomes unbound. Yeah. I mean, you can actually Happy Holidays. Whoops. I will. I think I can run this through my sidekick, so let me grab that. Thinking white, even though it might be kind of boring, but then see if we can't find some either red or oh, we could do gold or something. We could do a maybe like yeah, I like that as an idea. Maybe some kind of oh, here's some leftover white. Some kind of foiled something because you know, it's the holidays and it would be good to be sparkly. Hopefully I didn't just cut I just cut this too small. Oh goodness. This again. That fit. Hooray. And interestingly, I haven't really used pink and main dyes that much other than the on the live a couple days ago. So I'm kind of curious how these cut. This sounded pretty good. Yep. I love with these die cuts how you get the nice beveled edge. So I think this is gonna yeah, I think that's gonna size nicely. Put this over there and let me see if I can find something a little blingy. I'm pretty sure I just there we go. I'm thinking like a gold or copper kind of makes sense. Now this is the copper that I'm mildly obsessed with. So it would be a little darker. This would be I think this is more of a true gold. The true gold would probably work pretty okay. Oh, or bright green. Bright green. Hmm. I do have a bright green. If I do bright green, then I can be a little less careful about glue. And I feel like it yeah. So we have like this bright green that's like a really bright granny apple green in real life. So let's try that out. Um, I actually used this in that bird dye to make that like parakeet card that said hello. And hopefully I didn't miscut this. Hooray! Nothing is quite as annoying as when you totally miscut something for no good reason. There we go. We'll see how this works out. I'm thinking it worked. Oh, well, it didn't fall out. I mean, it didn't have any issues, so that's pretty cool. Happy is the H is a different piece, which is annoying. Um, although I do like the look of this. Like I think that like this against the other green, I think is gonna look pretty cool. Hopefully they're all not separate letters, or I'll be a little bit of a cranky person because no, it doesn't look like it. Thankfully, I was curious too how much of how tricky this would be to work with. Just from the standpoint of like this is a lot thinner than I have it's not Christmassy, but I have that Be Bold or not, sorry, the this is the Simon Hurley one. holidays. So I guess this is, oops. So I guess we want to get the H down first here and then get the holidays. So that shouldn't be too big of a deal. And hopefully we get the happy out. Yep, that H came out just fine. This is sort of a mid-weight paper, so it's going to be a little more forgiving than the Michaels or Hobby Lobby paper, luckily. And it looks like they're both configured in the same way, where the H is its own letter, but the rest of these are all together. And this wasn't too much of a pain to weed. There are little bits like in the Y, the scripty bits of the Y that are slightly fussier, but I mean this held together really well, so I have no complaints about that. Let me get some of this out of the way temporarily so we can get our sentiment glued together, hopefully. Get a little bit of the junk off my desk as it kind of piles up. So if I grab the not this stabby end, but the other end. So this is a happy holidays, and this is the H that goes with happy. So it goes kind of like that. And I do have my glue press that I got unjammed today. Um, Cause like if the tip isn't like quite right, I do wind up having oddities where it will not be particularly happy. Remind me that I should go uh fix that happy well there's one little bit that needs a little assistance. Anyway, let's grab one of my copious number of blocks and smush that down, and I think we are good. And grab the other end of this. And this is the little bit on the Y that needs to get poked out, which comes out just fine. It's just with sort of these detail dies, there's a little extra bit to do. Then we just we'll want to get that down. Good call, Delise. I think this would be hard to not get glue on it, so that like I think your foil card stocks would be fine because you could just wipe them clean. But like the mirror card stock, I could see this um, being a little trickier. But you really don't need to use it if you have like holiday E things. I'm not really squeezing this very much. I'm just kind of dabbing dots of glue on the back here so that it will hopefully line up. And I'm just going to grab it by the little cursive tail and see if we can't. That looks pretty good, actually. Happy holiday. There we go. And then I'll usually just give it a little pressure with a block just to squeeze out any extra bits. But here we can kind of see what it'll look like together. I mean, I think this will look pretty neat with the T and the two different greens. I think this should look pretty cool together once we get our happy together. Well, it shouldn't be too tough. As long as you don't like squeegee out the glue, you do have a little bit of working time with this glue, which is nice. Um, what else should I mention? Oh, a pokey tool is really helpful for like moving letters around. And the way the shadow layer is put together, it actually makes it less complicated than it might otherwise be. Because we have sort of our, I guess we could, oops, move that up and move it over. Because basically we don't want that little tail on the A to A, yeah, on the H. So there's this little tail on the H that you want to make sure is still within the shadow layer. That's the only thing that's a little bit pokey. Although I'll plagiarize other smart people and say like if you want a lot of sentiments, like what you can do is if you're just watching TV or listening to a live stream, you can just die cut a whole mess of these and then put them together. Then you'll have them. Then we just want to basically line all this stuff up with our shadow layer. Oh, and that's why there's so this extra little bit is to kind of connect to the A, so we'll make sure that looks fairly normal. And I think we are good there. And then we just need to put the rest of the card together. I think it'll look kind of like that, minus the fact that our light is very bright for some reason. Oh, never mind. It's just my monitor. Let me catch up on what you guys are saying now that I was futzing. Hey, Mona, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Hello. It is a very rainy southern Wisconsin currently, but I think it's passing through. Yeah, well, I mean, some of it's the camera, some of it's the iPad. Yeah, that's why I always take photos because I feel like if you take a photo, like it'll still be wrong, but you can at least like color correct it back to whatever reality looks like. Anyway, I'm gonna throw some glue on this because this is glitter, so things are not going to adhere as nicely as they might if it was not glitter, because you're not gonna get the direct contact you would with like if it was just normal cardstock. And then of course we do let's make sure we know what way this opens so we don't build the card upside down. Because we've done that a few times, and I'm sure we'll do it many more. I just sort of run my hands over this. If you are more of a bone folder to squeegee things person, you can do that. The PVA glue grabs pretty quickly, so I don't think it'll be. It's generally not a big deal, but um, I would say normally this grabs in about 5 seconds. With the glitter, it takes longer. Sorry, Pam. This is very non-shedding glitter, so I will say that the Michaels card bases are pretty good in terms of glitter shedding. And we can grab a little more ephemera wherever I put it and do something on the inside too once we're good here. But we'll just grab a little glue. We could pop this up, but I don't really feel the need to. But um, I guess from a card design standpoint, it's worth mentioning that things that aren't like so wherever it went, our butterfly is somewhere on the pile of things on my desk, right over here. Like our butterfly doesn't can be wherever we want because they fly, but typically things that like a teak set that would be on the ground is generally more visually appealing if they are on the ground because it kind of messes with our mind. And I think we'll do this. This is actually going to be pretty easy to line up because we've got a bunch of horizontal lines already. Hey, Colleen, welcome. That's the uh for a long time with my cards, I was pretty good at making things fly that shouldn't, and like I never quite could figure out why it looked weird, but that was one of the reasons. Oh, and I'll show you two things quick. Well, let's see if we can't finish up this card and if I can figure out where I put my ephemera. That is not. Doesn't look like I put it away, which means it's on my desk. So let's find out where. It's like a scavenger hunt, sort of. It's not there. It's not there. Or if I can't find it, we will not do that. No, I feel like I must have put it away somewhere. Not here, not here, not there. Let me check again. Where? Oh, of course. Why wouldn't it be on my paper trimmer? That's the most logical place. Anyway, not surprising to anyone who live streams. It's amazing how much stuff you can lose in 30 seconds, like at your desk, in your house. But let's see if we can't find maybe a cup. This cup I think would be good. I think this would be nice on the inside. Or we could do a littler one. I like a littler one, I think. Um, all this ephemera is pretty cool. And then this is the girl we used last time. You get typically in the not too shabby ephemera packs, you get multiple ethnicities and multiple sizes of the characters, which I always really appreciate because, like, then you can just make it whatever you want it to be. Anyway, so I like this sort of lower right corner. You can put this, I mean, obviously, you can put stuff anywhere. The other thing you could do is a nice little banner. If I know where my paper went. I'm not sure where this grab of paper went. Anyway, done that a million times before, but so this is I guess I can bring it up close and personal. Have our happy holidays. Thanks to Lisa. I do like the light green here. The colors are doing wonky things, but then you have a little pop of color on the inside. And then we also made our little butterfly card, which I like a lot. I like having thank you cards on hand, and I feel like uh, blue and yellow always go very nicely together. So let me show you one last thing before we wrap up. So I was very diligent and made my own advent calendar today. Sort of. It's not an advent calendar, obviously, in terms of products inside here. But basically, what I did was made a whole bunch of prompts. And then I bought Velcro because then I could Velcro these shut and hopefully use this for multiple things. This is leftover like holiday paper from Michaels from last year when it was on sale for $4. But anyway, inside each of these, I put a little card that has a prompt. This one says use a tag, for example. So that's going to be sort of the format of Advent this year, which we're still planning to do stream every day in December, although not at a specific time because that will cause us to. Are you doing the sketch 47 challenge? I don't know. I love sketch challenges, so I will look that up. Is that Mojo? Is that on Danny's group in the Mojo Monday sketches? Because I know she loves those. I will. I will have to check that out. That looks. Yeah, I'm gonna do Vlogmas again. I just was sort of like I have so much stuff that Christmas stuff I was like I don't actually need to buy things and there's also a lot of people in the community who are no on low or no buys, so I thought this would be a little more open to if people want to do it. I think the downside to the you buy an advent gets a little like if you don't actually own the same advent, it's hard to participate. And they usually have limited sale windows. And I don't know. All the ones I was looking at, it looks like I'll say just shy of $100 seems to be the going price point, which is a little spendy. Anyway, that's what we'll be doing. I actually use my envelope punch board to make these, and then the box itself is made by out of 12 by 12 and says season's greetings. So my hope is to use this, and we can like as I pull these out, we can throw out the actual like prompts, but you could use this for some other kind of thing long term. But I think that's all I have for you tonight. I'm very happy with both the cards we made. We're going to continue Christmas in July for another week, and I think generally the theme for the channel in August is going to be another adventure in August because I have a lot of naturey things. So I think it'll be less. I don't know. I think it'll be more naturey this year. But Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so I guess I'll say, like, I love Advent as a way to like explore a new brand that you don't own things from. But like, if it's a brand you already collect, um, often it's like you'll get stuff that's sort of like die sets you already have or stamp sets you already have. So I don't know. I've always liked them more as like a good way to experience a new brand. They're a lot of fun. Oh, here's my Poke tool. Of course, it's on the bottom. Let me put it where it's supposed to live. Um, so I think they're fun. I like them a lot. I think it really depends, of course, sort of on the brand and like what exactly that brand makes. Like I know that last year, like Pink and Main's had a lot of toner foil and a lot of and some embossing stuff, and Pam's least favorite thing, glitter. But like, so it really depends on the company. Like Spellbinders is almost entirely dyes, so I don't know. I still think they're really cool. I love the packaging of advent calendars, I guess, especially when they make them like reusable packaging. I haven't seen that as much in the craft world, but I got this really cool tea advent calendar where like they were like little mini canisters that were in like drawers essentially, so you could have reused that for whatever. Let me see if I have missed anything. Pam is saying, "Oh, did you find it?" Everyone is saying hi to Martiza. Hello, Martiza. Welcome. Feel free to go back to the beginning if you want to see way too many swap cards. I had quite a bit come through this week. Need to do another group event. Repay with. Oh, that sounds fun. I didn't know you did those, Elizabeth. So like you made like you like made it from like a kit or a bundle or something. Let me see. I guess we're kind of wrapping up. So what's coming next week? Shannon will be around on Thursday at 6:30 per normal times. Um, I guess Thursday streams are a little up in the air. I have one nailed down. I don't know if I'm going to have guests the other 3 weeks, but we'll see. Um, if it winds, I'm gonna keep the time slot, even if there's like crafting with myself. It's kind of bad. Yeah, rename it like crafting with Linux or something. Although he's kind of sleeping somewhere, I think, at the moment. But uh, oh, that's cool. Sends you condolences. Yeah. What am I missing? Oh, you're welcome, Pam. Yeah, I think Stamper Girl should be a moderator, so you can message her or Pam or any of the folks with the like. If you know any of the folks with blue wrenches, I think can drop links or yeah, let me know. You can also let me know after the stream, and I'm happy to put a link in the description, etc. Where is my mouse? Oh, lots of things. Yeah, Stamper Girl should be able to drop links. Oh well. But let me know. I'm happy to put a link underneath the video once this turns into a video. But anyway, thanks everyone for coming. I will see you Tuesday next if you are interested in the using your scraps class, and then I'll be back on Thursday with Shanna, and then we'll be back here on Sunday. I don't think there's anything in the next week. There aren't hops. Well, I mean there probably are hops I'm not remembering, but I don't think I'm in any hops next week. I think Kendra's Card Challenge is basically having hops every weekend that go live at 9 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday potentially. But you can basically, if you check out Cards by Kendra at 9 a.m., you'll be able to see if anything's going on there. Or subscribe to her Patreon because he's been doing sort of announcement things there so that it's easy to find stuff. Anyway, good night. Hope you guys are well, and good luck in the next week.